watching for these dadgum potholes. If you're new to my channel, which YouTube analytics indicate that the majority of you are, I figure I'll tell you a little bit about this channel and what I do, and so that way you kind of know what you're looking at. I know I'm doing a lot of cruising videos because, well, at this particular stage of the truck's development or restoration, it's a dependable, roadable, possibly even daily driver status type antique truck. It's mechanically in real good shape, but it didn't start out that way with me. And this truck has been in my wife's family since brand new, and I found out about it maybe 14 or so years ago, and it was in a barn in very bad condition. Hadn't run since 1969. So what I've done is I've done a series of videos. I believe this is like we're getting close to 100 videos on this particular truck, showing or documenting the steps I've taken to get this thing roadable. In a lot of cases, there's a lot of cruising, but there's also a lot of wrenching. There's even a different engine in the truck. There's a 54 235 engine in it that I rebuilt. Now, I did videos on almost every stage of repair I've done to this truck. I did not record the rebuild of the engine because I wasn't doing videos at the time. But what I did is I put together a compilation of stills and descriptions of the rebuild. I did the first video on that, and I got a lot of comments that when I got to the part where the engine was running, being broke in, that there was music playing and they couldn't hear the engine good. And I understood that, so what I did is I put together another compilation, which is newer, and there's still some music in the video, but there's no music when the engine's running. And so that seems to have taken care of that. Where I did the first time I fired the engine up, and then subsequent break-in of the cam. And that's been, where's my mileage now? That's been almost 10,000 miles ago. So I've got about 10,000 miles on this new engine, rebuilt engine, and I've done some custom things to the engine. And if you want to know more about that, you could go to my homepage on YouTube. There's several ways you can pronounce it. You could go to VolfanDT or Volfandit. Either one, you know, and here across the screen it'll put it. Real touchy horn. Now, this engine, because of the hotter cam I put in it, it revs higher and its power band is moved up higher. So I get questions on how come I'm going so fast. And it's not so much that I look for speed, it's that when I'm cruising, I listen for the happy spot of the engine. And when it seems like everything's just purring along like it's supposed to be, I end up at around 24 to 2600 RPM, which puts me at around 50-55 miles per hour. Now, sometimes I'll drop down to 40 to 45, depending upon the road, and it fits that scenario too. So it seems like the sweet spot for this engine is anywhere between 4,000 40 mile per hour up to 55. 50, 55 mile per hour, and it's just burning along like it should. Anything above that, well, it tends to sound like it's spinning too much. I mean, this has still got that long stroke, even though it does have a cam that extends the RPM range. I have taken it out on the interstate. There's some videos showing that. I may cut a clip in here. For rare ventures onto the interstate in the Chevy. Let's see what it'll do. Where I've actually pegged the speedometer out at 80 and then add more to it. At 80, it's doing 4,000 RPM and a little above. I've never taken this above 4,200 RPM, but it felt like it had more. But I'm still running the stock 3-speed transmission, torque tube drive shaft, and 411 rear gears. So it's really spinning, but it's up around 4,000 RPM. Now, back in the day when they put these same engines in, 3/4 ton, 2 to 2.5 ton trucks, well, they'd spin a lot too, but the lifespan, I think, decreased quite a bit. So anyway, that's kind of a short thing, just to let you know. Beautiful day today. I think I'm going to go around the mountain before I head back home. Got to get my grandkids picked up today. It's my scheduled day, today and tomorrow. So, the mama don't want them on a bus yet. And, so, yeah, it gives me time to see them and talk to them too. But anyway. Now, we'll be going slower because we're going on some back country road now instead of this is called a pike that we're just on. This is February. I don't know when this is going to post or what part of a video it'll be on. But January was very cold. Right now February is coming in like a January came in like a lion and went out like a lion, and February is coming in more like a more gentler. We've had snows all the way into April. It's rare, but we have, so we're not ready to say spring's here. Oh, it's beautiful. I was out and about this past Saturday. I bet you I passed me at least 8 vets. Out blowing the carbon out and blowing the dust off, I guess. Mine's roadable. I can take it out anytime. But it's truck time now. Going good. video the other day, and it about brought tears to my eyes. Seems like the older I get, the softer I'm getting. But it was this high school football game. Apparently it was at the end, maybe the outcome was already known, but one of the teams, they had like an honorary team manager that had cerebral palsy, and I mean, just for him to walk took a huge effort, and they had suited him up, and I guess they had set it up to where they wanted him. His dream was to play the game of football because he loves football, and he's physically unable to. So they're at the end of the game, or I guess it's the end of the game. They didn't really state, but they put him in at tailback, and the defense, they were cute what was going on. So they snapped the ball. The quarterback hands it to the fella, and he gets about 2 steps before he falls. He just falls because, like I said, it's not an easy thing for him to walk. Well, they decided they were going to try it again. You know, they didn't expect him to get much, but at least they wanted him to get a few yards, to be on the positive side of the ledger. So they lined up again, snapped the ball. The quarterback, he gingerly put that ball in that fella's, belly. And the defense and offense, they just kind of stood up at each other, and the fella made it past the line of scrimmage, and you could tell it was a struggle. I mean, it was a huge struggle for him. It was almost, in order to get his feet back out in front of him, he was dragging them. But he was staying upright. You could see he was about to trip, but he kept going. And both teams, they got beside him, running with him, clapping, egging him on. Let's go. They're clapping, they're getting to him, and he's stumbling, but he's staying upright. Ends up, that fella made an 80-yard run, and as soon as he got to the goal line, he dove in. I mean, he dove in, and he actually scored an 80-yard touchdown. And even just to talk about it almost brings tears to my eyes. It was, I mean, that's a great thing. That fella not only got to run the ball, he made an 80-yard run when he can barely walk and scored a touchdown. Boys and girls, salute.